If you have not filed your taxes for several years, and then you look at these TV commercials and they say, oh, we will take your tax debt and you will only have to pay pennies on the dollar. You've worked with the IRS for 22 years. Is that true?
That is true, but what they're doing is they're selling a solution that they don't know you qualify for, that offer and compromise program. That's the pennies on the dollar. Like I said, the $1,000 offer on $52,000 worth of tax debt. And it's all part of that Fresh Start program that came out in 2011. But the reality is, you're not going to find this on any AI. They're going to say, well, they replaced that. Revenue Procedure 5-133 with the IRS. Part of the Fresh Start program says if you haven't filed for 30 years, you haven't filed for 10 years, you haven't filed for 9 years, doesn't matter. You only need to file the most recent 6 years. So we're talking about 20, 21, 22, those have to be paper filed because 23, 24, 25 can be e-filed electronically. These have to be paper filed. These three, 20, 21, 22, have to be paper filed and take the IRS. Publicly, they say it takes them 16 weeks. Reality, at least 6 months before they process that, meaning they take a look at the returns and they put them into their system. At that point, they can work with you. But the IRS isn't going to work with you with currently not collectible, an installment agreement, or an offer on compromise unless three things are true. Number one, to the best of your knowledge, you're not being audited. And you know, they send you some nasty grams. We've selected your 2022 return for examination. Second, you can't be processing through bankruptcy. That's an ugly word, but some people have to do it, and it's a necessary part of life. However, if you've gone through bankruptcy, you've settled that, great, but you can't just have pulled the trigger and your bankruptcy estate is not settled. Third, you need to be current. And by current, I mean you need to have filed the most recent 6 years of taxes, that's 20 through 25. And if you're self-employed, you need to have filed estimated your ES payments for the last 6 months. Those three things have to be true, and then the IRS will open the door for currently not collectible, offer and compromise, or a payment plan. And the magic of a payment plan is doing a partial pay payment plan. That is, when you owe the IRS and you present your financials of income and expenses, and you're able to come up with $150 or $500 a month, and over that statute of 120 months, they're not going to get paid full what they say you owe. That's magic because you're getting the same thing as an offer on compromise. You're paying realistically a small percentage or pennies on the dollar of what you actually owe the IRS. That's a great place to be.